Hey folks, good guy Glenn here, and today is Thursday, June 6th, 2024. I've been trying to do videos for like the last week, but something's going on with the GoPro and the video footage has become compromised. Then I went to a street fair and I tried to do a video from the street fair and that just didn't come out that good. So I've been behind on like putting out videos. So sorry about that. Still in Jersey, still doing my thing. It was my birthday on the 4th. I wanted to do a birthday video, but I didn't. Doing just like a lot of different things. Trying to do this video now, and they're mowing the lawn at this park that I'm at. Every YouTuber's nightmare is landscapers. Back when I used to do real estate videos, there's always a landscaper showing up when I'm trying to showcase a property. I wanted to talk about, because I had filmed a video on this and the footage didn't come out, about how Western Express called me on the phone. I was driving down to see my daughter, do prom pictures with her on Thursday, about a week ago. I was on the phone with Uncle Dennis, my buddy from Warner. He asked me if I had heard anything from Western Express. Right when he asked me that, I'm not kidding you, Western Express called. I saw the number from Nashville. And to be honest with you, I kind of panicked a little bit. Those of you who know from working at Western Express, the stories of things they do to people who leave Western Express, it's never good to get a phone call from Western Express. It was the retention department. It was a recruiter trying to basically get me to come back to Western Express. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hysterical. I had thought, even before I left Western, and I had heard stories about recruiters calling, trying to get drivers to come back, I had thought and planned in my head what I would always say. Maybe air out my grievances, the real reasons why I left and the real reasons why I wouldn't return. I didn't do any of that. Your boy, good guy Glenn, chickened out. I just kept it real professional and was like, no, thank you, not interested. Now, part of this is because, to be honest with you, I'm still terrified of them. How's a grown man like me terrified of a company? Well, because I've heard all these stories, allegedly. I think like anything else in the trucking industry, you hear stories from people and you have to take them with a grain of salt because some of them are just that. Stories, myths, and legends. The stories I've heard, the legends, let's go with that, because I don't really have hard evidence of this. They'll throw something on your DAC that never happened to make you unhireable, so you have to come back to them. I've heard that they mess with your credit by saying you owe them money for training that most of us never got. Let's be honest, in your training phase, those 2 weeks, all you're doing is team driving, running out your 11-hour clock, getting stuck on a FedEx loop. That's it, that's all you do. This wacky idea that you received some sort of training that's worth $2,500 is absolute nonsense. The only training, luckily, that I got was from Smith & Solomon Trucking School in Lakewood, New Jersey. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to them, because honestly, you know, they had always said they covered a lot of stuff extensively. The instructors were really good there. And they always said, don't worry, when you go to your company, you'll go out with a trainer and you're gonna cover this in depth. Yeah, maybe in some companies. If it wasn't for them teaching me how to back, teaching me just a lot of the things they taught me about Jake brakes and, you know, driving scenarios and things to do and brake fade. And so I gotta understand too, I don't have any restrictions on my license, so I did everything in a manual 10 speed. So there's a lot of reducing speed going through the gear patterns. When I got to Western, there's no manual trucks at Western, it's all automatic. So This idea that you're gonna charge me $2,500 for training I never received, I just don't understand that. But as of now, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm giving Western a bit, you know, of credit here. They didn't mess with me as of yet. They gave me my last check, it was right. My miles were on there correct. They paid me for the miles I had driven that week, and they let me leave like a gentleman. They didn't come after me. They didn't try to say anything to me. They didn't try to say it was truck abandonment, even though I left it in the Bethlehem terminal. But what they'll like to do is they're like, no, we want it at the Nashville terminal. You abandoned it in Bethlehem. They didn't do any of that. They were happy that I just brought it back to the terminal. I can't say that they did any of these things that I heard that they do to me. Pretty much I left the company, and other than the one phone call trying to ask me if I wanted to return, haven't heard from them. Nothing negative to really report. This also goes into the stories you hear about people sitting and making $300 a week and getting no miles. That never happened to me at Western either. There were times when I had breakdowns and there was other circumstances where I didn't, you know, I had bad weeks, don't get me wrong. I had $500 weeks at Western. On average, for the 6 months or so that I was there, I was making 2,000 plus miles. Generally 2,500, anywhere between 2,300 on a slower week to 2,500 miles on an average week. Now, I don't know why. I've covered this in videos in the past, like maybe it's because I just worked, which is weird because I was like always fighting with them about running my clock my way. IDM pretty much let me, like I've explained it to him a few times. I know he deals with a lot of different drivers, so maybe he forgets, but I would explain to him when I would shut down early or anything, how things worked. Especially when you've been there for a while and you've delivered to the same location over and over, and you get to know they won't take you early at said place. You can't drop early at said place. You go to the Walmart distribution center and drop early, they're gonna charge the company back $130 fine. So I'm not gonna run out my clock. The weekend and night shift always wanted you to run out your clock. And there's some drivers, because that's how they were trained, they think that that's what you're supposed to do. If you've got a long haul, 1,500 miler from New York to Florida or something, run out your clock when you have drive time. If you got miles to cover, you can run out your clock. You put your trip plan correctly, you get to the truck stop that you're gonna shut down at, you can run out your 550, 600 miles, however many miles you could do in 11 hours. That's fine. But when you get close to the drop and you know the drop time and you know you can't drop early, and I love to drop early. I've consistently dropped days early. I love those places where you could drop early, get another load and go. That's how you make 2,500 miles a week. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying sit around and wait for your drop time. Don't do that. But you have to know where you're delivering to. I know it's a bit weird and it's a bit like contradictory to say. What I'm trying to express is be smart with your clock. Run when you know you can run. Sit when you know you can sit. You should be all right. Western called me. I'm not interested in returning to them. That's about the long and short of it. As far as me, it's my birthday. Well, it was my birthday on the 4th. Pretty uneventful. Hung out with my daughter. No real party. Went out with some friends yesterday for dinner. And today, I'm gonna go shave my head. Done with the hair. Looks terrible. I'm going bald. I've accepted it. I'm going to shave my head. I don't have any clippers to do it myself. I've had several pairs of clippers. When I got separated, I left them at the house because, you know, you could only take so much stuff with you. So I gotta try to find a barber that's not gonna rake me over the coals to just take a zero and buzz my head. That's my big plans for today. Still waiting on my Jeep to get fixed. That has turned into a debacle. The Jeep has been there for a month now, and there's made no progress on it. Kind of sad about that. I'm not gonna mention the place I took my Jeep. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna really dwell on it because I don't wanna complain. The big problem was where my Jeep was parked when it needed to have work done on it was in an area that I'm not from. The guy who I do trust to do my work had closed his shop for the month of May. I was coming off OTR and I wanted my Jeep to be done fast, and it's not fast. It's been there a month. I called just before I started making this video and they gave me the runaround on the phone again. They can't tell me what's going on with my Jeep, and I'm not located anywhere near where my Jeep is. I can't go there and find out for myself. I know for a fact that if the Jeep had been towed to North Jersey like my original plan was, it would be fixed. I know the mechanics up here. I've done work at the shops on my Jeep myself at some of these shops, so they wouldn't run me around, and I could have probably done most of the work myself. The whole entire plan was to save time. If I would have done the work myself, I would have been done long ago and up and running. I made kind of a catastrophic mistake trusting a shop I'd never been to that's far away and I'm not present, so they're pushing me back. They're running me through the mill, and that's a shame, but it happens. All in an effort to save money on not having it towed up here. In general, that's what's going on. Going to start work, going to be happy and focus on the positive things that are going on. And there are a lot of things to be happy and grateful for. You know what I always say? Love God, love your family, say your prayers, take your vitamins, drink plenty of water, eat a Greek yogurt and a banana every day. If you like this video, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so when I drop another video, you get a notification. Promising you, we're gonna have good content soon. I'm gonna get my computer back, and I'm going to have my editing software again, and I'm gonna be able to create much better content. I'm gonna be working again soon, and I'm gonna work that out. So you're gonna have work content, new form of trucking. We're gonna start doing heavy haul. So you're gonna see that. Once again, this is Good Guy Glenn. Thanks for watching.